Here's a quick market report for December where we saw prices increase, and later in the video I have my 2026 prediction. Plus there's good news in relation to the capital gains tax exemption. I'm Willcox, I'm a real estate agent on the west side of LA. If you're thinking about buying, selling, or just have general real estate questions, reach out anytime by clicking the link in the description below. Homes for sale was slightly up year over year, and we saw the typical end of year, month over month inventory decrease. Closed sales also reflected the holiday slowdown, and we saw prices increase both year over year and month over month despite the slowdown. This year will go down as one of the toughest markets to give advice. It was such a property-specific market that it made it impossible to give broad advice. However, I am optimistic that the market will be better for both buyers and sellers next year. Sellers would have mostly come to terms with the realities of the market, and buyers will appreciate that. Factor in the high likelihood that mortgage rates will come down and things are looking up. Unfortunately for buyers, we're not going to see the crash that all buyers have been hoping for. Homeowners are so equity rich that unless they absolutely have to sell, they can wait if they don't get the number they want. Plus, if they have a rate in the 2s or 3s, they need a lot of encouragement to sell. Shifting over to mortgages, and mortgage purchase applications are the highest they've been since early 2023 and significantly higher than the same time last year. There have been a lot of buyers sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates and prices to come down. Given that prices have mostly held steady and rates have finally lowered, with the high likelihood of further reductions, it appears people are gearing up to make a move in 2026. Given that currently about 80% of buyers are homeowners, this will translate into more inventory hitting the market, especially for those homeowners who took out 5-year ARMs during COVID, as those rates are either about to or have already reset to a rate much higher than what they originally had. Even though it feels like it, we are not technically in a buyer's market, and there's a good buffer before that happens. It's considered a buyer's market when inventory is at 6 months, and currently it's only at 4 months. And we're still reminded by COVID and how it affected the housing market, even though the pandemic frenzy cooled almost 4 years ago. It's those record-setting years that are muddying the waters and making it hard to remember what a normal market is, even though we're entering a balanced market. Buyers, as I've always said, if the property you're interested in gives you that feeling in your stomach and you can comfortably afford it, then go for it. Sellers, you need to be both realistic about price and patient. Unless you have a house that checks most buyers' boxes, your property will take time to sell. And it's still very important to present your home in the best possible light. Don't be lazy or try to penny pinch on preparation. Your home needs to be fully dialed in to capture the buyer's attention. A new bipartisan bill has been introduced that would increase the capital gains exemption on primary residence to $1 million for married couples and $500,000 for single owners, and this is up from the current $500,000 and $250,000 limits. Now, this change is long overdue and could help free up inventory. And when I'm speaking to long-time homeowners, the capital gains tax hit is a major reason why they haven't sold. And often these homeowners have outgrown their houses, but don't want to sell because of their capital gains liability. So instead, they choose to keep their home until they pass away, effectively bypassing the tax and allowing their heirs to inherit the most money. Crucially, the bill also calls for the exemption amount to be adjusted for inflation each year. I'm seeing a lot of stale inventory enter escrow as buyers are finding sellers who want to sell before the year is out. Think of this as Black Friday time for real estate, and there will be increased competition in the new year. As I mentioned above, the market isn't going to crash. A decent number of homes will be kept off market for the next couple of months during the holiday season. So if there's something you've been looking for and you haven't found it on the market, reach out so I can keep a lookout for you. Active inventory is the lowest we've seen since April, mostly due to the holiday season and also sold inventory. There are about 340 lots that have been sold, with 35 sold last month, and there are about 38 in escrow. There are about 160 on the market, and optimism is still high, and I haven't yet heard anyone doubting the recovery. However, how long it's going to take is still up in the air. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a real estate agent on the west side of LA, so if you think about buying or selling or just have general real estate questions, click the link in the description below. I look forward to speaking with you.